Hey there, Nikolas Realtor with J. Harris Real Estate of Mount Shasta, California. Today I want to talk a little bit about the insanity that is the current real estate market. All right, so what have we been seeing lately? Well, we're currently midway through July, which means that we are just past the halfway mark of the year, okay? Now, normally it's a pretty hot market anyway this time, but you add the global pandemic and you add a lot of people coming up from the cities trying to escape the rat race of the cities and get out here where the air is clear and the COVID cases are far less. Well, and then suddenly you've got super high demand and super low inventory. Okay, what does that mean for buyers? Well, I'll give you a couple examples. You've got a little mill house out in Weed. Now this one has been upgraded, so it's pretty darn cute, but it sold 5 years ago for $153, okay? So it lists last week at $185, which is a nice little appreciation for just sitting on it for 5 years. But no, within days in escrow at $225, $40,000 over ask, okay? And then you got another house in Mount Shasta, hits the market at $360, okay? And within days, it's got 12 offers on the table. And you better believe with 12 offers, you know, they were jacking that price up well above $360, okay? Now, here's another example. It's kind of an anomaly. A severe fixer-upper hits the market in Mount Shasta at the ridiculous price of $110, which is a price point that doesn't exist in Mount Shasta. And within a day or two, they've got 20 offers on the table, okay? Now, I know for a fact one of the offers was about $152 cash, 21-day close, no contingencies. They batted that away and they just kept digging through their stack of offers and they pushed over $200,000 cash deal on that particular house. Okay, so that's some of the strategy that you see occasionally is they'll list low right now knowing the demand is hot, and that'll just, you know, create this buying frenzy, this feeding frenzy, this bidding war, and it'll push the price point up well beyond the asking price. Okay, so what does this mean for buyers? Well, number one, buyers, you're facing a lot of competition. Okay, so that means you need to have your ducks in a row and be prepared to put your best foot forward. And number three, the harsh reality is that, you know, buyers are actually missing out on some of the properties that maybe they had their heart set on, and that's no fun for anyone. So I guess the next question then is, how can buyers prepare for this type of a market? And you know, getting pre-qualified, obviously number one step, but even so, if you're pre-qualified, you know, you kind of need to have a nice little down payment and maybe even more than you hope. So your typical loans are maybe 20% down or whatnot. But right now, the truth is, the more money that you've got socked away in the bank ready to put into your investment, the better your offer is going to stand. Because again, we're seeing a lot of situations where if a house doesn't appraise and the buyer really wants it, they'll throw in extra money to go over the appraised value, okay? Or if they are facing a difficult, you know, challenger who's offering better offers, you know, and they keep bumping up, you know, the buyers need to have that little extra reserve to try to kind of, you know, make their offer stand out. And what's bizarre about this situation is that we're Siskiyou County, all right? We are, you know, the extreme northern section of California, and we got all these cute little vacation towns here and stuff. I mean, we're not San Francisco or San Diego or San Jose, you know, or some other hot market that was named after a saint, right? We're kind of this little bubble of rural kind of paradise up here, and to suddenly be faced with a lot of the same challenges that are happening in the bigger cities, you know, is pretty eye-opening. So we've been talking about buyers, but what does this mean for sellers? All right, now sellers, of course, are probably like getting all excited about the fact that there's a high demand and there's a low supply, and so they might want to have a tendency to jack up the price a little bit, the list price and stuff. But what we're seeing, there's still some houses out there that are just kind of like, you know, quietly sitting on the market, and the feeding frenzy isn't revolving around them. So again, in all this, that idea of pricing properly is still key. Now, I guess the other thing sellers need to consider is, where are you going? All right, make sure that you've got a place that's lined up, that you've researched, that you are familiar with, and that you've got basically another spot to go. If you're just listing your house hoping that you can make a lateral move, probably not going to happen. It's probably going to be a move upward, meaning you're going to sell this place and have to, you know, put more down on a new place elsewhere. So sellers, know where you're going. Sellers, don't overprice. Sellers, enjoy the demand, because right now it's your market. Keeping it real estate, my friends. Nikolas Allen with J. Harris Real Estate of Mount Shasta, California. I'll see you next time.